PlayStation Drive is starting. While you wait, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell icon on YouTube to be notified of future goodness. If you enjoy our show, we'd love it if you gave us a 5-star review or rating on your podcast service of choice. To continue the conversation, join the Carpool Gaming Discord, where you can find a wholesome community to have a chit-chat with. For some exclusive content, you can also support us on Patreon. And finally, don't forget to check out the Carpool Gaming website for an awesome range of merch. Links to all that and more are in the show notes, but without further ado, let's get revved up for the PlayStation Drive. Whoa!
What's up, everybody? Welcome on in. This is the PlayStation Drive, episode 154. I am one of your hosts, Ryan, and I'm joined, as always, by Fulia, Matt, and Ron. How is everyone doing on this lovely, lovely Sunday, or Chunday evening, if you will?
Sunday
morning.
Not Chunday.
Sunday. That's right.
I don't know. Right. Seth keeps telling me that Chunday is a thing, that we're doing Chunday now.
We don't do that here.
No.
I'm enjoying the beautiful weather, Ryan, because it's going to be a scorcher next week. It's 33 without the humidex. Like, it's going to be rough. So I enjoyed today and yesterday, went out as much as I could because, oh boy, starting tomorrow, I just want to stay inside in a refrigerator because it's going to be rough. It's going to be bad.
Yeah. Well, you might as well come down to Melbourne because it's 9 degrees today.
I'd rather have that than 33 without the humidex. Like, I'm expecting it to be
I'd
like,
rather
what?
have that. Like, that's way better. 9 degrees outside.
9 degrees is great. It's fall weather. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's winter.
It's not winter yet until it's below zero, Fulia.
No, it doesn't get below zero here very often, so that's why. 9 degrees is winter, it's very cold.
No, please. No.
Stop that.
That's what we're used to.
You know what, Matt? I kind of think Australia actually sounds like a nice place to live. I kind of want to go live there.
Right?
The weather sounds great there.
The only thing that throws me off is...
Don't look at Ron.
Remember what else is there, Matt.
No.
Well, the confusing thing is we talked about Fulia that because she wished us a happy Father's Day. She gave us a fun fact. Father's Day in Australia is in September, which broke my brain and Ron's. Because that's just...
It's very odd.
I can't fathom that.
Yeah. Our Father's Day is it's the first Sunday of September.
Yeah.
When it's back to school? That's just...
No, we've got school from the last week of January all the way through to the mid-December. It doesn't work the same as what North America does.
So it's a year-round school.
Okay,
Yes,
we have year-round school.
I was going to say, like, when I lived in Texas, there was year-round school there.
Yeah.
Like, that was a thing.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
Our summer holidays starts in December.
Yeah, because when you do year-round school, because, Matt, so here's the thing. When you do year-round school, it doesn't last the whole year. Like, the school year is the whole year technically, but like you just get more breaks because you still do the same number of days.
Yeah, you still get breaks.
A year of school. You just don't do it in a giant block.
That's actually not a bad thing. I actually kind of like that because you can kind of spread out your vacations and like
Exactly. Rather than
I
having
prefer
like
the full 3 months off for summer.
I don't know.
3 months.
We
get 2 here.
Seems like a lot.
But like also it kind of prepares you. I think it prepares you better for the work world because like in the work world, unless you're a teacher, you don't get a 3-month block off every single summer. It doesn't work that way. Whereas if you're doing the year-long school thing, you're like, well, you get a month or a couple weeks here or there and stuff like that, and that's like more like what you actually get like as an adult. So I think it actually prepares you better for that, for being an adult. I think.
I don't know. I had some memorable summers, so I'm glad we had the traditional school. Yeah.
Oh,
no, thank you.
Did a lot of video gaming in the summer. That's true. That is very true.
That is true. Star Athena, of course, warns me that there are spiders in Australia. But
there's spiders in every country. I don't know what you all are talking about. There's spiders everywhere.
Yeah,
Australia has killer spiders. There's a difference.
The difference is the spiders here don't kill you.
Yeah, and they don't fly in the air.
They don't kill you here either. As long as you avoid them, you're fine.
Yeah,
I'm still
spiders.
alive, as you can see.
Right.
Rabbit kangaroos, no thanks.
Not in the city.
Rabbit
Scaredy
kangaroos.
cats.
Oh god.
You all are just a bunch of scaredy cats.
Killer jellyfish, krakens, no thanks.
I don't go in the sea. I don't go in the water.
Yet.
Holy moly.
I mean,
That's right, man. You want to fight a kraken during the summer? No.
That sounds like fun. I'm sure there.
I can't even handle a spider, let alone a kraken.
I don't know. Australia is actually on my list of places I want to visit. You know, it's on my bucket list of places to visit. It's always has
It is a
been.
great
Like
place
even as a kid, I always wanted to go and visit there. But
yeah.
anyways, this is the PlayStation Drop. We talk about PlayStation all the time, except when we're talking about killer spiders. So let's do a little bit of the housekeeping. Of course, light week as far as housekeeping is concerned. No new patrons over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. But, of course, we, as always, want to say thank you to all of our patrons, of course, over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Of course, we all got a lot of exclusive content over there. Of course, the Pants Patreon podcast for patrons podcast just launched with Seth today. And then a special new addition to the Pants podcast will be starting tomorrow. Wink, wink. So look out for questions over there on Patreon. Also, we have our merch. Our Summer Game Fest merch is still available until the end of the month. Of course, over here at carpoolgaming.com, including this fancy mug that's blue and white. And I really, really like this mug very much with, of course, Summer Bobby, designed, of course, by our very lovely Fee. And these tank tops. In fact, Matt, what we need to do is when this tank top comes in, we need a bunch of pictures of you in the tank top for the website.
That's right. That's right, Matt.
How has that not happened already?
Well, this is the most mind-blowing thing because I know some people in the community have already received their CPG SGF merch. I'm going to break the fourth wall here. I ordered my stuff before everybody in the community did, and I still haven't received anything yet.
Well, you live in Canada.
Breaks my brain.
I told you I stole it, Matt. It's here at the house.
That's why. That is why. Like, I literally ordered it before people in the community did, and they got it before I did. So,
yeah. But again, that's just what we get for living in Canada. The mail is different here. That's all. So
it's unreal.
Either way, those are available till the end of the month, so you don't have that much time left. We're halfway through June already. Can y'all believe it? I can't. I really can't.
It's
We're already halfway through the year almost.
Oh my god! Don't even.
That is true. You're right.
Oh my god!
June is the halfway point.
It's almost 2025 already, y'all.
Don't do that. No. Stop. No. Don't say that. No. It's still 2024.
No, it's
Don't
almost extra lifetime.
I was gonna say we're also like halfway to Christmas at this point, and New Year's. Oh my god!
Let's not. Let's enjoy the summer, please. Let's not do that.
Thank you.
Or the
Koala
winter.
time travels all the
escapes.
time. She's used to time going by. She's always doing this.
Yeah.
No.
Look, we're making Star
don't
Athena
have
in the
a
chat
choice.
sad. Okay, we can't.
I
do
know.
Yeah. I'm sorry, Star. It's Koala.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Star.
Either way,
Blame me.
Summer Game Fest merch is still available, so please go check that out over at carpoolgaming.com. Without further ado, let's grab our 8-tracks, pop them in. It's time for the playlist. Time to talk about the games we played this week. And Ron, your list is a mystery because there's nothing written here. So I'm going to start with you.
Oh,
man.
snap. I forgot to get on there. I got
it's
quite
fine.
busy.
You don't need to
It's
put
just
anything in there.
It's just Sea of Stars.
Okay.
I'm right at the area where I can fight the boss, but instead of going through the boss battle, I decided to go ahead and start doing a little cleanup. So I'm doing that. There's a few areas I haven't been to, so I'm going to pick up a few chests. There's an arena in the game I'm going to go visit and a few little story things. And then after that, I'll be right back to go ahead and finish off the boss. And I guess we'll see where it goes. Don't know if I'm going to platinum it yet or not, but we'll see.
Nice.
Still a solid 3.5 out of 5. Really good, not great, but like I said, still some time. So we'll see how the story wraps up.
I was going to say, and Kiku already knows I was going to ask this question. Kiku says, don't lie, you played some Final Fantasy 14.
I don't know what you're talking about, Angel.
I also saw said screenshot of you playing Final Fantasy 14.
It's
Ron.
Photoshop. It's Photoshop.
Just admit it already.
Anyways, who's next?
We know you've been
Whoa,
playing
don't-
the 14.
Have
I
you
don't know
been
what you guys are
playing
talking
for
about.
realsies?
Nope.
I can't
No.
believe you're holding out on me, Ron. You won't even talk. You won't even acknowledge that you played my favorite game. Like what?
Have you been playing?
I thought we were friends. What happened?
It's Photoshop,
it,
Matt.
it's fine.
It's Photoshop,
It's
Matt. I have
fine.
not betrayed you. I have not betrayed you.
Ron, it's a safe
I can check your
space. You can
PSN
talk about
profile.
it.
Don't you dare.
Come on.
Don't you dare look at my
Okay.
PSN profile.
All right. I'm gonna just sort this out once and for all. Ron, you're my friend. I will believe you no matter what you say right now. Is it actually photoshopped, or did you?
No,
actually
it's
play?
actually a real thing.
You've been playing.
Yeah.
How is
I have.
it?
I have. No, I mean,
And?
look, I'm very noobish. It's still very in the beginning, but I am having a good time. I'm only like level 12. I try to sneak in a little bit of time when I don't feel like playing Sea of Stars, and I have to admit that I am enjoying it.
That's good. I'm glad you're
Ooh.
enjoying it.
Yeah,
Look at that-
I
look
just
at the
don't. I
happy
just don't
face
want to
you
get
gave me.
too into it. I got a lot
know.
of things to finish, but I can see myself getting wrapped up in that. And
Yeah.
unfortunately, I was talking to it with my daughter, and now she is playing it. So
Excellent.
yeah, it's like a
That's a good
plague.
thing.
just Ron, whatever you do, don't let her spoil the story for you, because
Oh, no,
the
she'll be
story is like okay in the beginning and kind of the first expansion, it's fine,
Yeah.
but when you get to Heavensward, it like goes places, and I would love to hear your thoughts on some of that stuff, man.
I'm gonna
As
stick
long-
with it,
especially-
man. I'm gonna stick with it. It's just
Especially
gonna
as a
take me
long time
while.
Final Fantasy person like you too. Like really want to know what you think about some of this stuff later. So
Yeah, I'm gonna stick with it. Like I said, I'm having a good time with it, so it's gonna get played.
there you go. See, I won't force it out of you whenever you want to talk about it again.
Don't worry, if I make
we'll
it
talk
like
about it again.
really good progress, I'll get up with you.
Good, perfect. That's all. That's all I want to hear, man. That's all I want to hear. And look at the smile you put on my face.
I didn't want Matt to be disappointed.
I'm not disappointed.
Why would
I,
that
I'm,
be
just,
disappointed?
I'm disappointed that you didn't tell us that we had to bring it up. That's what's disappointing.
Well, I didn't have a chance to get on the dock. It'll be okay.
I
No,
mean,
you were
tried
about to
find-
pass it to me. Matt,
I mean,
what were you playing? You were
I
going to
was
do
gonna
that.
say,
We know.
you tried to hide it as if it was a Photoshop too. I didn't
Yeah.
forget that part.
Stop it.
Angel, I'll be
proud.
texting you later because of this. Thank you.
No,
Thank
because
you.
if she didn't bring it up, I was gonna bring it
betrayer.
up.
You
'Cause
betrayer,
I-
the backstabber.
I saw said screenshot too, so I did. Ryan Turford did not forget. Okay. I have believe it or not, most people don't know this about me, but I have a photographic memory,
Oh,
but
damn it.
only when it applies to things that I am actually excited about, and I'm always excited about Final Fantasy 14. So you better believe that kicks in immediately when I see something like that, because that's just how that works.
Oh man.
But anyways, Matt, it's been passed to you. What did you play then?
I did finally roll credits on the Backtrackers game, which is Little Goody Two Shoes, and I this is a perfect Backtrackers game because there's so much to discuss. So I'll try not to spoil everything for the discussion. But what I can say is, overall, I enjoyed it, but it is misleadingly punishing. Like the title in itself, the artwork, it looked like a spooky story game, and it's not. It's actually very old school punishing. So there's a lot of manual saves, which I'm fine. But when you get to the more combat areas, it's kind of like those old school games, kind of like Cuphead, where like you're running away from a bunch of spikes and flames and stuff like that. And if you're dead, you're dead. And you got to go all the way back. And that I'm okay with. It was just very surprising. The story goes all over the place. Like there is 10 different endings, and like so the choices you make do matter. It's pretty neat in that sense. You can romance people, which has a huge impact on the ending that you get, and it's got a lot of spooky vibes. It is very unsettling. So I do recommend it if you like challenging games, but just be warned that some parts are not very good in terms of gameplay design. So for example, when you get to these boss fights, and let's put it this way, the developer knows you're going to die, and you're going to die a lot, but it forces you to watch the cutscenes again and again
Oh no.
and
Oh,
again,
no.
and you can't skip them. You can't skip them. You want to know what's more comical? Is that the normal cutscenes, you can fast forward them. I don't know why you have the choice to do that, because that's important story stuff, but you can do that. But when you die with a boss fight, you gotta rewatch that cutscene again and again and again. So it's just
So it tortures
it's little
you.
stuff like that.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
it's
say
little
that's
stuff
a
like
punish
that.
mechanic. Like that sounds like it's done on purpose. They knew they
Yeah.
purposely did that.
Ugh.
You feel like it's on purpose and not just like a poor design. Like
That's
it's
what it
just
sounds
like
like to
really
me.
trying to punish you.
That's
It
what it
probably
sounds
is.
like to me.
From everything you're saying about
That's
this
true.
game, it sounds right.
Yeah.
Because you're right. Because obviously they know how to give you the ability to fast forward through dialogue.
Yes,
as you can
Seth.
do
Boldy
through-
pass.
Hold on.
Yeah.
First
no-
one
no
pass
thank
of
you.
the evening.
No,
goes to
thank you.
Seth.
If I can tough it out, other people can tough it out, right? Like the story is wild because it's basically it's like a witch hunt in terms of, you know, who's the witch? Is it you? Is it somebody else? Do you want to go down this path? And like I said, the different people that you multi-pass count. Number one.
Well, because we have
Hopefully-
had one multi-pass tonight.
Hopefully that's the last one.
It's just like this other
not a
banner
good
from
thing.
last week.
Oh,
Calm Your Farm
multi-pass
Down.
is going to happen. You already know it.
Oh, hold
Oh,
on.
boy.
You said it. Hold on.
That one doesn't count.
You said
No,
that
that
you,
doesn't count.
anytime you say the word, it counts. It goes on the ticker.
Oh man.
It's for the same game. I still recommend it though. Like the story does go bananas, and you can see there's a lot of time and effort into the artwork And like I said, the fact that there's 10 different story paths, depending on what you choose for an indie game, I think that's incredible. It's not just a simple one too. Like even like the final boss will look different and have different dialogue based on the choices that you make. Oh, question from the press pool. Yes, Rob.
Hello, friend. You seem to like these brutal, difficult games for backtrackers. Why will you not play Elden Ring?
No, I'm too soft for that. Come on, I'm too soft. That's too much. Okay, this I can handle. For some reason. It was funny because I was ready to give up at one point. It's because the game bugged out and I couldn't control my character and she kept walking into spikes. I was like, if I can't fix this, I'm done. But luckily I did load up an old save. But yeah, it's just a mashup of old school punishing games, and it's also a management sim. So
Oh no,
you have to manage your
this
hunger.
is not a Ron game whatsoever. No,
Hold
thank you.
Slow down. You gotta manage your hunger. You gotta manage your health. You have to manage your suspicion.
I'm sorry.
And
are
you have to
sure
manage
this isn't Don't Starve?
I was
Yeah,
gonna say
this
this
is-
sounds like a survival game to me.
This is bad.
It is a survival game. It is kind of like a survival game, and you have to manage your sanity, like in Eternal Darkness. So
Oh man,
there's all
Ryan,
these
get
different
ready.
things you have
Get
to.
ready. This is definitely a multi-pass game.
Oh, hold on.
Ron, if you can do Elden Ring, you can do this.
Man,
You can manage all
survival,
these aspects.
I don't have to worry about feeding myself and whether I'm going to sit there and hurt my shoes because whatever.
The most punishing thing was I didn't realize that if I not managing my suspicion would lead to game over. So when people were talking to me, I was like, I'm not putting up with your crap. I'm not the witch. Leave me alone. So I kept arguing with people, and my suspicion would go up. And they're like, I don't care, man. I'm gonna be me.
So
YOLO.
wait a minute.
Well,
there's
it's
a bit
literally
there's a bit of Among Us in this also.
apparently yeah, because they're trying to figure out who the witch is. But it really was YOLO
Is this
because when my
game?
suspicion
What is going on?
my suspicion maxed out and it was like game over, and I was like, oh crap. So I had to go back quite a few saves, and I had to be much nicer to people when they were asking me questions, and there was somebody blackmailing me. And at first I was like, I'm not giving you any food. Stop blackmailing me. But then my suspicion would go up. I was like, okay, fine. I have to succumb. So yeah, there's a lot of different systems in here, and like I really have to highlight. It's a really impressive thing for an indie game, but like I said, it is punishing. But if somebody like me can do it, you can do it as well. And there's no there's no story mode in here, folks. So it's you're all in or you're all out because it doesn't mess around.
The waifu part is confusing me. How do you squeeze waifus into this conglomerate of stuff?
That is number 6. That is number 6. So if you can either romance people, which can lead to different endings, but if you romance somebody, it takes away time, kind of like in Persona. And it's like, well, I need to eat food, so I have to do chores instead of romancing people. So I don't know. It's either like get some action or die. So I chose
Get
to
some action.
get some bread. No, I couldn't.
Get some action.
I had to stop. No, I had to stop romancing because I was like, I'm gonna run out of
Oh,
bread.
no.
I have to.
Oh, no.
I got to chop some wood for people. I'm sorry.
Good lord. This game
Yes.
sounds like a lot. A lot.
Yeah.
A
This
lot
does not
of
sound very
it
fun,
is a
Matt.
lot.
This does not sound fun.
Now,
Maybe I like to be punished sometimes. I don't know. I still had a good time. I actually did have a good time. I was surprised.
so
Doesn't it remind you of a Citizen Sleeper? A little bit.
Hell no.
Time management. Come on, like you got to pick stuff to do for people.
Do not compare the greatness of Citizen Sleeper to this whatever it is. Don't do that.
It's a wild ride. It is a wild ride, and I still recommend it to everybody. Fully, come on, like it's got cozy art style. Is this something? No,
This is not a koala game.
No.
What?
I don't do survival.
it's not
games.
that bad.
No one wants to worry about bread, Matt.
There's more to worry about than just bread.
I
was a
was
lot.
just about to say that. It sounds like a very unique game, but also just only appealing to.
Yeah, it's not a savvy game, that's for sure. I don't want to have to worry about choosing between bread, dying, or action. No, thank you.
Yeah. Now,
And your sanity.
It's
It
suspicion.
was a lot.
yeah. Now, Matt, we have an important question from the chat. Speaking of getting good, Riley King in the chat asks, "Are all the FromSoft Souls games one experience?"
I feel like that's a question. I haven't played any, so I can't actually answer that. Ron, like, are they one experience? Are the stories tied?
I don't know. The stories aren't tied, but I've only played Elden Ring. I refuse to play Dark Souls or Bloodborne. Elden Ring is the only one I'm going to mess with.
Okay.
Are there no like minor references in them, like little Easter eggs?
You would have to ask a hardcore Souls fan for that to be answered. I
Ryan,
did
you
not know.
you played Elden Ring and you played some ones
As
too,
far
right?
as I know, no. But I only laugh because I feel like we get one of these questions every single week about things being one experience, so I had to bring it up. So
I tried to tie it in, but it's
Riley also asked though. By the way, y'all gonna play Black Wukong? I don't know if I'm gonna play that game.
I am interested in it. I'll wait for reviews. I'm still a bit unsure because they haven't really showed anything except for like the boss fights part, and I want to know like what's in between. Is it just a boss rush game, or
Who
is there
knows?
something more to it? Yeah.
Who knows at this point? It could be anything.
So once they sit there and show more and reviews drop, then I'll maybe. But right now I'm interested, but it's cautious.
It's coming out when the hype cycle will start to begin for Metroid Prime 4. So I'm sorry, I can't do it. I can't do it. Rod, of course, still believes that game's never coming out. Where I, of course, know because I'm from the future,
has
of
to.
course.
Right,
It's
I
coming
want
out
the
this
game
year.
to come out for you. I really do, but man, I don't know.
Look, it's fine. It's fine. We'll be talking about it this week, of course, with the Nintendo Direct maybe happening. This week.
Along with Silk Song, yes.
No, I already know that game's not coming out this year. But Metroid Prime 4, for sure, Ron. 100%. Count on it. Fulia, what'd you play?
Yes. Well, let me just start by just chucking in my title here.
Oh.
Demo Queen has arrived. It is Steam Next Fest. I have been playing all of the demos this past week, and my goodness, have I got a list. So I've been playing quite a lot, and a lot of them are from the announcements through from the Wholesome Direct, the Day of the Devs, and just sort of other ones that got trickled here and there from other showcases. So I'm just going to go through what I've played in terms of their demos. So I've played Lost and Found Co., Tiny Bookshop, Pine, A Story of Loss, Undusted Letters from the Past, So to Speak, Tiny Glade, Thank Goodness You're Here, Tuconi Prologue, and Wax Heads.
Where's Sandwich? Where's Sandwich at?
Where's Pool at, actually?
Pool doesn't have a demo, unfortunately, because that got shadow dropped as a full release.
Oh.
So I haven't played that one.
Fair enough.
But Caravan Sandwich, it wasn't really on my... It's not on my wish list. So...
That did it. I'm out of here. Later, fellas.
I mean, you've already got Riley King questioning, are these all real demos? Like, Caravan Sandwich doesn't even sound like a game.
It is. Well, that is a game, yes.
It is. It looks great.
Yes, Riley, they are all demos. You can check them out right now on Steam because it's Steam Next Fest, I think, for the next, couple more days, maybe. And, I'm pretty sure whatever game you've got wishlisted, there's a high chance there might be a demo for it, so just go and check. There are some games that I have on my wish list that doesn't have demos, which I am a little sad about because I really want to check them out. But yes, I have been playing a lot of demos this past week.
Nice.
Demo
So
Queen.
many demos.
Nice.
No, the main thing is you're having fun with them. That's the main thing.
Yeah. The other things I will mention that I've been playing as well. I jumped in one night because I was like, I've got a little bit of time to do something, and I just was like, okay, I wanna play something that's not gonna take up too much of my time, and something that I can just go in and out of. And I jumped back into Aiden Chronicle Rising.
Yes, let's go.
Finally.
You had beaten that already. I forgot.
No, it's still sitting there waiting for me to finish. And I just did whatever side quests that were left over from last time that I played it, and just went through those. And I'm like, all right, cool. I've had my fill for today. That'll be enough, and I'll move on. So I just did that. And then the last thing I'll mention is I got the opportunity to play Star Stuff, the full game. And thanks to the publishers, they actually sent me a code to play it, and I was very excited. And it's a lot of fun. It's a cute little puzzle game where you're traversing a factory that makes stars, but you're also programming droids to do things, to be able to get across to the other areas and to be able to solve these puzzles. And it's a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying it. The puzzles aren't too challenging, but they still do make you think a little bit. So there's a lot of trial and error involved. I have mentioned in the past that I played the demo to Star Stuff But this time around, I'm playing the full game and I am loving it. And I am so thankful to the publishers for that. And I'm going to keep playing that game. Yeah, yes, Ron?
Is there bread management or suspicion in this game?
No, none of that.
Oh,
Aw.
all right.
No, just puzzles
so the game is-
and just coding of programming droids. That's it.
Okay, that doesn't sound bad. All right, then. You don't have carpal tunnel management or anything like that, do you?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right.
It could be better. It could be better.
This sounds
if there was
better already than
management.
Little Two Shoes or whatever it's called.
Stop it. There's an excellent game, Ron. You could do it. You could
Hold
do
on.
it. Come
Riley King has an important question from the chat. What about reading?
Oh.
Does it have reading in it?
He brings up a good point.
A little bit of reading, but it's not much.
Oh, okay. That's why she likes it so much, Riley.
Shut up! I don't mind reading, okay?
I was gonna say there's a lot of reading in Ioden Chronicles Rising, and you played that.
I don't
is
mind
there
it,
really?
okay?
Yeah, there is.
It just depends on the game.
It depends, Ron. It depends.
Moving on. That is what I've been playing.
Well, thank you, Vulia, for bringing the silliness, the fun games. I appreciate it. Hello, it is I, Ryan Turford. Thank you so much for having me. It's wonderful to be here. I'm going to talk about the games I played this week, including Final Fantasy 14, because Ron and I both played it this week, y'all. I finally get to say on one of my shows that someone else besides me, we both played Final Fantasy 14 at the same time. You don't know how happy that makes me. But no. So I'm getting ready for Dawn Trail. I've been leveling up my crafting jobs because those are the only things left that are not at max level. But mostly like next week, I'm gonna like basically get some final things in place so that I'm ready to go for early access, which happens on the 28th. So we're less than 2 weeks away from Dawn Trail's release date. And guys, I am so excited. I am so freaking excited for Dawn Trail. You cannot believe the hype levels. I am so excited to just play a ton of it. And maybe we'll have more about that soon. Wink, wink. I also played some other stuff this week because my fighting stick is currently out. You probably can't see it because of my name plate, but I played a bunch of fighting games this week because I wanted to go back and because I didn't want to start anything big or anything like that because I already know that Dawn Trail is going to eat up my life and I just don't want to start anything like large at the moment. So I hop back into Tekken 8, Street Fighter 6, and Mortal Kombat 1 because it's been a long time since I played them. Played a bunch of online matches and just had a great time with all three games. Just getting back into the groove of things. And I kind of want to have like fighting, now that I've gotten like my fill of Topspin for a while, I kind of want to bring fighting games back into my rotation where, when I need a break from Final Fantasy 14, it's fighting game time, whether it's Street Fighter or Tekken or Mortal Kombat. So played a lot of that the last couple nights. It's been fun. And then the last thing that I played this week, well, of course, I'm also playing Metroid Dread right now because, of course, I am. Because I love Metroid Dread. It's one of the best games of this console generation. It's so good. But anyways, last thing I played on PlayStation this week, Monster Hunter Stories, the remake on PlayStation 5 came out this week, as well as Monster Hunter Stories 2, and I've never played those games. So I was like, oh, like they're like priced pretty well at this point, but I'm like, decided that with Dawn Trail coming, I didn't want to buy any new games right away. Like basically not until August is what I decided. So because of that, I was like, hey, they've got these trials on PlayStation Plus for 3 hours for each game. Why don't I try them out and then see if I want to buy them in a couple months, and especially too because like by then they might go on sale and stuff like that, so that it might be a good reason to kind of hold off on picking these up. And I really got into Monster Hunter Stories, the first one. I really enjoyed that game. That game originally came out, I think, on the 3DS. And it's like a turn-based role-playing game, but in the Monster Hunter universe, and it's super, like anime and adorable. Like all the monsters from Monster Hunter look kind of adorable, and it's kind of like Pokemon in a way, where you're collecting the different monsters and adding them to your party. And it's got like turn-based battles, and it's got this like almost like the weapon triangle from Fire Emblem, where the power attacks are good against the technical attacks, but they're not good against the slow attack, the speedy attacks. And you got to kind of like read what the enemy is going to do and then kind of react to that. So it's actually a pretty fun game, and I think I'm definitely going to pick Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2 up when after Dawn Trail comes out. So in August, I think I'm going to pick these games up. But I wanted to at least try them out first, see if they were for me. They are definitely for me. They're definitely Ryan Turford games, and especially because like I just can't really get into the normal Monster Hunter series at all. I've tried a bunch of times to just try and get into the Monster Hunter games, and I just can't do it. But with these games being turn-based role-playing games and just kind of being like very cute and fun, like I'm all in with these games. They're pretty fun role-playing games. So yes, I will definitely be picking them up. I think it's like $60 for the collection of both. So it actually is pretty good for 2 games. So yeah, and I know they're also on PC as well, and they came out on PC a long time ago, but I just don't play games on PC. So there you go. But Riley King asks in the chat, do you play online matchmaking, Ryan? With fighting games, I sure do, Riley. It's what I like. I like doing the arcade modes and the story modes and stuff like that, but I do like playing some online multiplayer with those as well. So in fact, it's one of the only games, like types of games I actually play online besides Final Fantasy 14. With my PlayStation Plus, that's one of the only games that I actually play that actually requires the online. So there you go. Well, anyways, friends, we're going to shift into topic of the week, because today, in everywhere, I guess, but Australia, it's Father's Day. Because we learned, of course, Fulia instructed us before the show that, in fact, today is not Father's Day in Australia. That's not till September, apparently. But here in North America and in most parts of the world, today is Father's Day. So we are, of course, going to talk about the best dads in video games. But before we do that, of course, Fulia, I feel that it's only right that you and I celebrate to the 2 dads that we have on the call with us. Of course, Happy Father's Day to both Matt and Ron, of course.
Yes.
Because this is y'all's day. So happy Father's Day to you guys.
Happy Dad Day.
Thank you.
Yeah, happy Dad Day. Hope y'all made out like bandits, by the way, with a bunch of cool stuff. Like Sean Capri was already showing off all the cool gifts he got for Father's Day in the chat. So, yeah, good stuff. Anyways, we're going to talk about the best dads in game, and we're going to go around the horn and talk about some of our favorites. So I guess we'll start with Ron, because we always start with Ron. Ron, what is the first dad you want to highlight tonight?
I was going to say somebody else, but I'm going to save him for Matt, because I know Matt's going to bring him up. So I'm going to go with Kratos. The way that he kind of came into his second shot at fatherhood was a bit weird, because he wasn't exactly familiar with Atreus, because, of course, the wife was up there handling him for the most part. She dies. Spoilers for anybody who hasn't played it. Too late. And he ends up kind of getting thrust into, okay, now I must sit there and raise and take care of my child, and they go on a mission together. It's great to see how he becomes better at being a father from the beginning of that game all the way up until, especially with Ragnarok. But by the end of 2018, he really becomes better at it and gets a lot more patience than what you're used to with the yelling Kratos from the old days. And it was pretty awesome to see the growth and development of him. Like I said, you get to, for those who played the old God of War games, they know what happened to Calliope and, the fact that he had killed her and the wife and stuff. So I think that kind of played into him wanting to keep his distance from Atreus. And, in Ragnarok, they kind of play a little bit more into the old storyline, showing of how he didn't really want to do much and have much to do with them. But they did a fantastic job with him. So he ended up being a great father figure, man. The growth with him for these newer games has just been something great to watch.
But I wasn't expecting this, Ron, because Yarden chimes in saying there's only one guarantee: the PlayStation Drive as a whole will not be choosing Kratos as their favorite video game dad. But you chose.
Well, he did say as a whole, so I guess he was waiting to see if all of us were going to bring it up. Maybe we already know that a certain koala is not a fan of Kratos.
No, she's just not a fan of Atreus. I think she likes Kratos. Ish.
I just feel like she didn't get far enough into the game to actually be able to see good father Kratos. That's the problem.
Meh.
Wow. Meh on Ron's
She pulled the glasses down, so you knew it was going to be a mood.
I mean, to be fair,
No
I kind of agree
kidding.
with her, but that's just me.
I still haven't played Ragnarok. Does without spoiling it, does it really make a big difference in terms of like, because I saw how he was as a father in 2018. Does it take it to like the next level in Ragnarok, or it's kind of the same? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. They do a good job keeping it's on both sides because Atreus becomes better as well. So, yeah, you'll see.
I gotta check this out eventually.
Eventually.
All right. Well, that's not. I wasn't gonna pick. Well, I assume your first choice was going to be from a certain dad from The Last of Us. It has to be, which is Jerry, which is Abby's dad. That's who you're gonna pick.
No,
isn't it?
not
I'm just
Jerry.
messing with you. I'm messing with you.
The way that he pulled
Jerry's
the
a good
knife
dad.
out on Joel. Oh my god. He did great.
Jerry's a good dad. Jerry's a good dad, but he's not. I mean, outside of
Joel.
what he does as a dad, he's not a he's not a very standout character. Obviously,
His daughter's the worst.
It's not Jerry. It's Joel Miller for sure. Like, fell in love with him in The Last of Us, part 1 and part 2, especially. That just takes it to the next level. I don't want to spoil too much, but obviously, he adopts Ellie kind of like as an adoptive daughter, and it's really hard for him in the first game because he's already experienced such a traumatic loss. So for him to be able to overcome that, it's not just because he was able to overcome it. It's obviously because Ellie brought some humanity out of him, right? And just really shined a light on, what a parental relationship can do. And I remember playing the part 1, especially on PS3, played it in my 20s. I thought it was a fantastic game, really cool story, but I remember getting to the ending and I was like, Joel's kind of a jerk, eh? Like, I don't know if that was the right choice. But obviously, later on, as I became a dad and replayed it on PS4, playing it again on PS5, I was like, I know what he did, especially in part 1. It's a jerk move, but I would have done the exact same things without a second hesitation. And that kind of comes back in part 2. There's a certain line that he says that just wrecked me so hard. Like, not like pretty crying, like ugly crying, like just boogers and just fountain, when he just says to Ellie, what I think the line is, if the good Lord gave me a second chance to do it, I would do it all over again. Like, he doesn't care. And I was like, yes, I would do the exact same thing for my kids. Like, your kids are your world, right? And everything else doesn't matter. I know it sounds very selfish, but that's just kind of how it is. So Joel Miller, number 1, best dad in the world. Jerry comes close, but Joel Miller still
Jerry
number
does
1.
not come close. His daughter's horrible.
I had to. You really don't like Jerry? Come on, like he's a likable character in some aspects. Come on, Ron. I mean, he's a doctor. Come on, he's got some dad.
Yeah, well, Jerry's
That's
not here
about
anymore,
it.
so.
Jesus.
Spoiler alert, Ron. Jesus.
I feel bad for poor
Jerry's
Jerry.
Yeah,
not
leave
here
Jerry
anymore.
alone, Ron.
Keep it moving. Keep it moving.
Yep. So first off,
All right, Fulia.
hold on.
Go ahead,
Before we
Ryan.
go to Fulia, I want to check in with Skycatcher Reflections in the chat, who says, I picked Papa Near Gestalt, and Bo Dolus from Parasite Eve. This is some good picks. I mean, I don't know not much about Papa Near myself, but Bo Dolus I think is a great pick. He's like a detective who works at the same agency as Aya, the main character from Parasite Eve, and Parasite Eve's just great. Y'all should just go play it. But yeah, Papa Near is a good choice too. So there you go.
Papa Near is a good choice. It is a good choice. Nice.
Yeah. All right, Fulia, go ahead.
Okay, let me just make this clear. I've never played Final Fantasy VII or 7 Remake. However, Barrett, from what I've seen in other people's gameplays, seems like a really great dad.
Good choice.
He really cares for his child, and he'll do anything for his kids. So that's my pick, Barrett Wallace from Final Fantasy VII.
All right.
All right.
Not just for his kid, the whole planet. Like, he's such a stand-up. He's like the friend and dad everybody wants. Like, he's fantastic.
Not
Good
in the
shout out.
remake.
Good pick.
Not in the
Fulia.
remake. But he comes better in Rebirth.
True. No, that is true. I had to think about it for a second because I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to say it is one full experience in my head. So I was trying to think when you said I was like, excuse me? 'Cause I was like, the stuff he goes through in Rebirth, and I was like, okay, no, fair.
Rebirth.
In
Rebirth,
Remake,
he's really good. Remake, he is no.
that is a fair point. There's growth to his character, but yeah, good pick, Fulia. So I feel like you got to play the games now at some point, even the OG, just to get to know Barrett.
Maybe I
Come
will.
on.
Maybe I won't.
You got to find out one day. That's the only way you'll know is if you find out.
Yeah, Koala.
She didn't say no.
One day.
She didn't say
One
no.
day.
Look,
Let's
progress.
see when that happens.
Progress was made.
As Ron will probably say, never wear 14.
Yep.
What? That's what she means by maybe?
You can
Never...
hear it in her
No.
tone. You can hear it in her tone. Never worry 31st. It's happening.
Wow. That's what maybe means? Okay. Wah. Never mind.
I don't know. I have to be.
Never
I
playing
have
it.
to be in the right mood and the right mindset, headspace to be able to play games like that.
Matt,
So-
you continue to be fooled by Koala. You need to stop being fooled.
I was fooled. Shame
Never
on
be
me.
fooled again.
That's right. We've been friends too long. You don't know her at all.
Look, it's in my name. Fool ya. I fooled ya.
That's not how that
You sure
works
did.
at all.
No, and I hate that nickname anyway.
Oh, really?
I didn't even know that was a nickname, and I just
Yeah,
I didn't
it
even know
was
the
when I
nickname
was
for you.
growing up.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Kids are mean, Fulia. Kids are mean.
Yeah.
100%. Well, Riley King says, of course, let her play the Final Fantasy VII Remake demo. She can play it whenever she wants. We're not stopping her. No one here is stopping Fulia from doing that. Yeah. All right. Well, my first one, I'm going to bring this one up before anyone else does, although I don't know how many people here feel about Fallout 3. But James, the dad from Fallout 3, voiced by Mr. Liam Neeson himself, he's a good old boy. I love Liam Neeson's character, James, in Fallout 3.
Forgot about him.
Because he's, he leaves the vault and it, triggers, all kinds of crazy stuff to happen. So you kind of resent him a little bit at first, but then as you learn why he left the vault and what he's tried to do to basically, save the people of the wasteland, you come to really respect him. But then you have some great moments, some great dad moments with James towards the end of the story, which again, I will not spoil for anyone who's not played Fallout 3. I'm imagining we're going to get like a Fallout 3 remaster at some point. So I know that people will get a chance to go back and play this game. But James from Fallout 3, he's not in the story a ton, but when he's there, man, he really stands out and he's a great dad to your character, whoever you are, the lone wonder, as you referred to. So James from Fallout 3 is my first choice.
All right.
Yeah. All right, Ron, give us another one.
Walking Dead Season 1, Lee and Clementine. No way I
He's
wasn't going
like
to
not
mention
actually
Oh,
a
yeah.
dad, though. That's what I was getting. I was waiting
But
for
he's
the
a
Whoa,
dad.
whoa, 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 whoa.
He's not
Whoa, whoa,
really
whoa.
a dad.
that. If that's the case,
He's a
then
dad
we're
to
going to have to
Clementine.
remove a lot of people.
Oh, jeez.
No. Clementine sees him as a dad. Let's not go there. All right.
We
Fair
we have to sit there and take the dad figures, the people who raise people, and he raised her through a hell of a era in history at that point. But I mean, he raised her like his own daughter. He sat there and took care of her, told her about cutting her hair, how to stay safe. Of course, everybody who played the end of that game knows how that goes. But I mean, the whole game, from the time that Clem is introduced, Lee is a father figure, and he treats like that is his daughter. Lee is a great character. His voice acting was fantastic, but just everything that Lee was doing, especially when it came to protecting her and teaching her pretty much just about life and trying to live in the zombie apocalypse. Yeah, Lee's going to get that nod.
Nice. I mean, I love Lee Everett as a character, so yeah, definitely had him in there. I still had to, of course, had to push my glasses back and do the will actually moment. No, you're right. You're absolutely right about him, for sure. But all right, Matt, what is your next one?
I'm gonna go with Ethan Winters from Resident Evil Village and Resident Evil Biohazard. Like, again,
See that
I
coming.
know a lot of people, kind of look at, especially Village as not like a serious game, but to me that actually has one of the better stories. Okay, it still gets pretty ridiculous, especially what happens to Ethan's hands.
You think?
But besides, yeah, it gets it goes all over the place. Like there's 10 feet vampire ladies and stuff like that. But outside of that, there's a beautiful story about a dad just trying to rescue his daughter, and I won't spoil the ending, but he, does what it takes to take care of her. And if you do play Village, I highly recommend playing the DLC because you'll get more. I'd say you get a lot more of that relationship between Ethan and Mia. So it's a beautiful relationship, and again, a lot of people don't really put Ethan, as the same top tier as like Leon and Chris and Jill, but I personally do. I think he's one of the best protagonists they've ever introduced, and I don't know where Resident Evil 9 is going to go, but it would be such a shame that they don't continue the Winter storyline, because he's a funny guy. Like, he's got some pretty ham and cheese moments, like some quick one-liners in the game, especially for the way his hands get mangled in both games. Like, he can keep it going. But no, shout out to him. There's a lot of dads in Resident Evil. There are actually quite a few, but I think he's the best one, in my opinion.
I mean, I think the only reason people can't resonate with him the same way, though, is we never see his face. People just can't resonate with someone who we don't see your face. That's the whole reason why Master Chief had to pull his helmet off in the Halo TV show, because we can't resonate with him if he's wearing the helmet. So
Did that work out though for the Halo TV show?
No,
sure did.
no,
It
no,
sure
people hated
didn't.
that.
Hell no.
No. Good God. Riley King, of course, asked a preposterous question in the chat, though. Better game, Resident Evil Village or the Medium? Come on,
I've never
Riley.
played the Medium. That's a good question.
I
don't
have
know.
played both. There is no way in heck you can say the Medium's
I was about to say,
better
I
than
can
Resident
tell
Evil
Ryan
Village.
was not pleased by that.
No, not even close. Not even close. Resident Evil Village is way better. I mean, to be fair, I like the Medium. I thought it's a good game, but Resident Evil Village is way better. Like, it's no contest. So
Is the Medium a survival horror game or like
is
an
a
action
survival horror
horror
game.
game?
it's made by Bloober
Oh.
Team, who are making the Silent Hill remake.
Oh, so it's worth checking out.
I think it's fine. Like, again, it's like, it's like honestly, it's the most solid 7 out of 10 survival horror game I've ever played in my entire life. But
Seth is
Okay,
wilding out.
let's
well, it's
let's
also
just-
Sets is like that because it's a very divisive game. Like, a lot of people like really hate it, but also there's a lot of people that are defenders. Donnie, for example, really likes that game too. He liked it even more than I did. So
All right, so just give us the rating. How many cheeks? No cheeks? Half a cheek? You tell me.
I'm not gonna.
I'd say-
I'm not gonna let you use my rating scale like that. You say it
also,
right.
you acknowledge your rating scale exists. You've been vehemently denying the rating
cheeks
scale.
or no cheeks. You sit there and say it right.
I'll give
a
it a
cheek,
quarter.
one a cheek.
I'll give it a quarter of a cheek.
Go ahead.
Everybody ignore that.
Oh.
Everybody ignore that. They can make their own scale, but they're not gonna do that to mine.
Quarter of a cheek's not enough for me to try this. No, I need more cheeks than that. I don't know.
Oh my god.
Good God. Anyway, see, Riley did not like the Medium either. So, yeah, like I said, it's a divisive game. There's people. It's got its fans, and it also has people who hate it. So, it is what it is. Fulia, what's your next video game dad you want to highlight?
So with the small amount of game time that I had with Persona 5, I think Sojiro Sakura.
He's not a real dad either.
He's not
another
really.
No.
Hashtag fake dad.
Good job.
But-
Good job,
No,
Koala.
stop that.
What?
No, good pick. Yes,
He
he's a dad
does-
figure. No.
He does take
Dad
it.
figures count. Dad figures count.
That's true. Actually, the main character, Joker's parents, would literally want nothing to do with him ever again.
Yeah. So like the fact that you're teaching him to get things done and to make sure he's not late for school and all that sort of stuff. It kind of makes him a dad, even if he doesn't want him there in the first place. So I kind of need to spotlight Sojiro. So yeah.
Well, he's also technically a dad too. He's just not the Joker's actual dad. He's actually got his own daughter. So it's a thing.
The great Futaba.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, I wish you played more Fulia because if you got a small taste of what he's like as a dad, just after 60, 70 hours, you'll see a lot more of
Really,
Sojiro's
Matt? Why did
qualities.
you do that? Because
Well,
now she will not go back to it. Thank
Well,
you.
but-
It's true though. It takes a while.
The best part is when he points it out. That's only like the midpoint of the game. It's not even the end. So
See, it's true though,
Oh,
but it's worth
boy.
it. It's worth it. No, don't oh boy, it's worth it.
It's all right. Too late.
It's worth it.
It's all right. Too late. You should know her by now. Do not mention that amount
Too
of time.
long.
It's worth it. You won't even notice how long it goes. Like it's such
really?
a fantastic game. Yes, really. You're gonna be busy romancing and dungeon crawling and trying to figure out what's happening. Like it's so good. Oh, such a crime. You didn't
Well, it
finish it.
doesn't do
So
much
good.
romancing in games.
What?
You're missing out. You're missing out.
You're missing out.
Yeah.
You are
missing
missing
The
out.
only game that I've played that had romancing was Fable 3. That's it. I haven't played any other
Oh,
game that had
God,
romancing.
so it wasn't real romancing at all.
what are you talking about? That's
Oh, really?
totally romancing. What the heck are you talking about?
Fable
It's
3
not
is
real romance?
cheeks.
So
Wow.
hold on. Where's that on the cheek scale? It's like half a cheek. Is it
Nope.
3/4?
Nope. I don't do
Full
that.
cheeks.
here.
1.5.
Also,
No.
Fable 3 is the only Fable game I've played, so I can't compare it to anything else.
Yeah, she'll play the other ones. It's fine. Or just play the new one.
Just play the
new one.
first one and that's it.
The new one's gonna be good, Ron. Get out
The
of here.
second one was I. No, I have faith. I have faith in the new one, thanks to Idols Montreal being involved. But yeah, no, the new one looks all right.
See, play that. It'll be great.
She won't play.
She won't play it.
Yep.
You don't
She's not
know
playing
that.
it. I
You
can
have
tell.
so
I
little
can tell.
faith in Fulia
Yep.
today.
I'm not being fooled again. You're not playing.
There you go.
I could tell.
There you go,
I
Matto.
picked it up.
Don't
Yep.
be fooled again.
I got the signs. I was like,
Just
nope.
get me
Fooled
out
ya.
of here. What am I even doing here? What is this podcast? I don't understand. This is a bad idea. Anyways,
Thank you.
my next dad I want to highlight is Michael Ironside himself, aka Sam Fisher from Splinter Cell.
Damn it, Ryan.
He's not someone you usually think of when you're thinking about fathers, but he's a spy. He's like going around the world stopping terrorist missions, but then he's coming back to his family, and his family goes through a bit of a rough time during Double Agent, where he thinks his family's dead. But then you find out a little bit later that they're still alive, and there's this whole in the Splinter Cell game afterwards that I'm blanking on it. On the name. The whole point is like it's really involving him and his daughter, and he's trying to rescue his daughter. And he's just a good dad throughout that whole thing, because you can definitely tell like he cares about his family, he cares about his daughter. And I'm just laughing in the chat because Bradley King, of course, brings up Pepsi Man. I love those. I love Sam Fisher. I love Splinter Cell, and I think that Sam Fisher is a good dad. And Splinter Cell Conviction is the game I was thinking of. But yeah, that Splinter Cell Conviction, that was actually one of my favorite games in the series, because I liked that element to the story. I liked kind of seeing Sam Fisher's character get fleshed out more, and getting to see just how good of a dad he is. So shout out to Sam Fisher.
Nice.
And now, of course, we have to acknowledge the chat, because we have to. Riley King asks, "Is Pepsi Man a dad?" I mean,
No.
Kiku says he's the father of
How-
all Pepsi, so it counts.
No. No.
No.
Next question.
Yeah, the answer is no.
Yeah. Moving on. Ron, final dad.
Gotta go with Kazuma Kiryu from Yakuza. He is a great dad of Haruka.
Okay, I haven't gotten that far. He's a dad.
Yes.
Spoilers.
Yes, spoiler koala. But
Ow.
man, the things he goes through for Haruka, I won't get all into it because I don't want to spoil it all for Koala, even though she'll never get finish the games. But
See, I'll just leave this here.
get her
I'll just
into
leave
it.
this here, and you'll know. You'll know.
but
the spoilers.
anybody who has played those games know what Haruka has put that man through, and he delivers every single time. Puts his life on the line like it ain't nothing. You want to talk about badass dads? He falls right in line with that. Kiryu is the man.
There you go. That's a good one. I don't know anything about Yakuza, so I have nothing to say about this. But Kiku seems
Same
very
here.
happy you brought it
I
up.
don't know anything about it.
So, Riley says the spoiler font needs to be bigger. I mean, I didn't want to cover poor Matt's face. I wanted to see his reaction
just-
at least.
Hover everyone's face. Spoiler alert about Yakuza. Whatever it takes.
Too much. Well, it can't be for nothing. That's all I gotta say. But Matt, final dad.
If I can only pick one more, it's tough. But I think I'm gonna have to go with Geralt Rivia from the Witcher
Yes.
series, especially in Witcher 3. Tough choice, but that game was very intimidating for me to jump into, just because it does have a lot of deep mechanics. But I did finally get into it, and the story's fantastic. And there's a lot of choices to make in that game, and they make a huge difference. Like, talk about like games that have branching paths. Like Witcher 3 really nails that home, and there were some hard choices to make as Geralt when you're dealing with Ciri. But I just did the best that I could, and I was like, you know what? I think this is the right choice. Let's just see what happens. And the game doesn't actually tell you at that time, like, like, oh, this might lead to this path. It's just this, because the story is just so immersive. It doesn't want to kind of break the fourth wall. Just here's a dialogue, you figure it out and see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's a subtle reaction from Ciri, but you kind of have to go with it. So I made the tough choices. I know some of the things that I said she didn't like, and sometimes she did, because I had to. I don't want to spoil too much, but I wanted her to make her own choices, and if she makes a mistake, at least it's her choice as opposed to I make the choice for her and take away the agency. So I kept going along that path, and I got an ending that I thoroughly enjoyed. I know many people got endings they didn't like because of some of the choices that they made earlier on, and it is a bit punishing in The Witcher because, again, it doesn't tell you that this will have an impact, and I don't think there's a way to actually go back and fix all your choices. Like, you just have to watch a YouTube playthrough, and if you put in more than 100 hours, which you can easily do in The Witcher, and you get the ending you don't want with Ciri, it kind of hurts. It kind of does hurt a lot.
It is
But,
what it is. Yeah.
It is what it is. That's what I think. That's the beauty of The Witcher, right? Like, you made these choices that you thought were the best for her. This is the outcome that you would get. It's not necessarily one is horror. It might not be the cookie cutter ending that you would have liked, but sometimes that's just how real life goes. So I think it's a good thing that CD Projekt Red stuck to their guns. I know a lot of gamers complain about it, but I think it's a good choice. I thought, because it would break the writing, and if everybody gets a happy ending, then your choices don't really have any weight. And I can tell you right now, that's not how it works in real life, especially as a parent. Like, you think you're making the right choice, and sometimes you make a mistake. It happens. Like, I don't know.
That's right, Matto. That's right.
You were very, very close. My finger was hovering over the button, pressing this button. You were almost in spoiler territory, but I'm glad.
Almost.
Glad you held back a little bit. Oh my God. Riley King wants to give another shout out. LeBron James from NBA 2K24 is a great dad. I don't know enough about LeBron James to be able to answer this question. But there you go. There you go. It looks like Fulia is a bit distracted, so I will go ahead and do mine first, and we'll come back to Fulia in a second. Mine is a little bit of an interesting pick because it's one that most people haven't played because it's an old game. But hear me out, because it's not Kratos that Ron said earlier. It's a different. He just seems like a normal dude. He's just fighting alongside you. He's like this badass mercenary with a sword, and he uses magic and stuff like that. You don't really know. He doesn't really talk about his past or anything. He's a bit edgy and stuff. But then you get to a certain part of a story where you learn more about him, and you find out he's actually a dad. And he doesn't come off with the greatest picture of being a dad because he does some bad things, but he redeems himself in the end, and you can tell that he really cares about his child. So, shout out to Kratos.
Very nice pick, man. Very nice pick.
Tales of Symphonia. Great dad. And that's an old school classic game right there. Tales of Symphonia. Back from the GameCube. But then also on other platforms. Now on PlayStation 4. So there you go. So,
I died when there's like a dialogue moment when I think he asked somebody, why do you have two swords? And the person responded, well, two swords means twice as much damage, doesn't it? And he's like, no, it doesn't. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Which is such a good dad response.
Yeah, he's got a lot of great lines in that game, especially in the skits. It's so yeah. I love the Tales games. And he's one of the standout characters in all the Tales games. So shout out to Kratos. Also, Riley King, of course, asking about Dark Angel. No, there are no good father figures in James Cameron's Dark Angel. Period. Oh, and I forgot the honorable mention, of course, before I go to Fulia for the final pick. Honorable mention to Ross from Friends, the one with all the trivia.
Yes.
Being one of the best dads in all video games.
No.
So,
he is a dad. I forgot about that.
He's a dad.
Forgot.
He's got
Let's leave him
multiple
out. He's not in the video game, really.
Well, I mean, we just don't get to see Chandler as a parent enough for me to be able to throw him into the mix. So,
oh boy,
Ross it is. But Fulia, go ahead with your final dad.
Yes. So the final dad, I feel like, is going to be a very controversial dad, but I am gonna say that it is none other than the king of the Coopers, Bowser.
What?
He is a dad. He's a great dad.
He's a good dad?
He may be
He's
a
a
little
good
bit
dad?
grouchy. He may be plotting all of the the evil things and kidnapping Peach all the time and trying to off Mario. But hey, he's still a dad. He's got a son, and he's doing the best that he can to raise him well, to make sure that he grows up to be the best of his kind.
the best Mario killer he can be.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like he's a jerk to Bowser Jr.
Nah,
Isn't
look,
he?
He's fine. He's just trying to see. Just
I think it depends
on
on what game you play, because in Sunshine in particular, they actually give Bowser a lot of good dad moments with Bowser Jr. in that game.
I can't barely remember Sunshine.
Yeah.
I played it and beat it, but I can't remember nothing about it.
But you're right. In most cases,
I didn't even finish it.
It's kind of like a throwaway kind of relationship. Or
She was right. That was a controversial pick.
That was a controversy because I don't think he's a good dad at all. I feel like he's pretty mean to Bowser Jr. Like, kind of doesn't even acknowledge his existence.
He's doing the best that he can with the resources that he has.
He's a single dad, and he's evil, so of course he's just not going to always pick the best choices, but at least he's there for his
exactly.
kid. And let him be involved in the family business.
let's
don't know.
Bowser Jr. do some of the evil planning. So
Yeah. I mean, look at how many times he had to fight Bowser Jr. in Mario Wonder. Like he was there a lot.
yeah, he's going to be the next king of the Koopas.
Oh my god.
I don't even know how to respond
Seth
to that.
brings up a point that I don't know because I haven't played Bowser Fury, but the entire plot of Bowser's Fury is kind of about this.
Yeah, I know
you
nothing
go.
about
See?
it. So
Seth
Yeah,
knows.
doesn't he neglect him? And that's why Bowser Jr. kind of wants to get his attention, doesn't it? Because Bowser's kind of a
there you
bad
go.
dad.
There you
I'm
go,
pretty
man.
sure.
Bad dad.
Pretty
written
sure.
all over it.
Yeah.
He probably has a shirt that says "Bad Dad" on it.
So Ron,
I
hold
don't
the
even
phone.
think he remembers he's a dad sometimes. I don't think he cares.
Now hold on.
He just wants Peach.
Who's the worst dad? Is it Kratos or is it Bowser?
Bowser.
Kratos comes around. Like, come on. Like, I mean, he's
Bowser
giving tough
easily.
love.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Bowser-
Bowser easily.
Yeah, I don't think he acknowledges his existence. I'm pretty sure. He's
Oh,
like,
Seth points
"Who
out
are you
important
again?"
context here. Bowser Jr. wants to save him because he knows something's wrong with his dad. Look at that.
Yeah, see? It's wholesome.
That his dad is evil.
Bowser
And
Jr.
He
's
wants to try and change it.
Bowser Jr.'s a good son. Yeah, he's trying to save his jerk of a dad. That's what it sounds like.
We didn't
Pretty
say
sure.
anything about his son not being good. His dad is a bad one.
Yes. I don't know.
Bowser's cool. Oh, that's all I'm going to say.
Oh, now we see the real side of Koala. I've been telling everybody for the longest time how she really was, and no one wanted to believe me. Oh, she
you
plays
trying to tell
cozy
me I'm
games.
And no one will.
I'm not so sure. They
one's
see
gonna
the
be
real side of
fooled.
you now. Bowser
Exactly.
fan?
I don't know. This all seems fine to me. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
And Bowser will be happy to hear me say that.
See, there you go.
I'm curious. I'm actually curious to see what she would say because she would know them well. And I feel like she would be like, yeah, Bowser's kind of a jerk to his kid. I don't know.
Still loves him.
That's how I see it.
Oh boy.
That's just how he shows he cares. That's all.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyways, we should probably get into some of these questions because otherwise this show is never going to end. We're going to start with CrocoKyle, who circles back to one we talked about earlier. Of course, for CrocoKyle, their pick is, of course, it's 200% Barrett Wallace from Final Fantasy VII. That man cares more for Marlene than the planet himself. Hades is one of the worst dads, though. I mean, killing your son repeatedly after he's fought his way through the depths of hell that he has put you in the echelon. So those are some picks. Those are some picks, CrocoKyle. We didn't get any bad dads. Maybe Bowser is like towing the line of bad dads, but like we didn't really get into bad dads. But there's lots of bad dads out there that we won't get into. But we're gonna move on to Black Wyver, who asked the following questions. Hope you all are doing well. Number one, what are your thoughts on Telltale games and similar narrative/visual novels? Which Telltale games are your favorite and least favorite, if any? So we'll kind of do this round robin style, but we'll go quick, I think. Quick picks. First of all, I like Telltale. I think they're fine. But I always like the narrative games either from, Don't Nod with Life is Strange or Quantic Dream, stuff like, Beyond Two Souls or Heavy Rain a lot more than the Telltale games. Or even the horror stuff from Supermassive. But from Telltale, my favorite, it's Walking Dead Season 1. It's a slam dunk. It's the best one. And I think the worst one that I played was Guardians of the Galaxy. Was probably their worst one.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
That one was actually
some people
good
like
to
that
me.
one.
I mean,
Yeah, I thought it was
I mean,
alright.
I didn't hate it, but it was just like I was at the point where I was over Telltale, and I just didn't
Oh,
really
okay.
enjoy it at all. But Ron, what about you?
Favorite ones like you, Walking Dead Season 1, but I got to shout out to Tales from the Borderlands and Wolf Among Us. Those are actually really great also. They're not the king like Season 1 of Walking Dead is, but they're damn close. My least favorite is going to be that final season of Walking Dead. The kid AJ ruined it for me. I kept
Oh,
trying
come
to find,
on.
Hey, every time an
Stop
opportunity
it.
came up where I thought he was going to die, I took that opportunity to kill him.
Jesus.
That's how much I
Don't
hated
do
him.
that.
Yeah, nah, I wish. The game could have been saved if I could have.
So what you're saying is just kids ruin everything. That's what you're trying to do.
No, not kids ruined everything, but AJ ruins it. Yeah. He's a horrible character. He sucks as a kid.
Age is a lot.
yeah,
He's a lot.
Yeah, just no.
Nice.
Yes, Seth. The finger gun fight was fantastic.
Yeah. All right, Matt. What about you?
Yeah, hate to be boring and repetitive, but yeah, Walking Dead season 1 for sure. One of the goats, just in general, in terms of that type of gameplay, not just in Telltale. Life is Strange is really good too, especially what was the last one? True Colors, I think.
Yep.
Really enjoyed that one.
And we'll
quite a
get to
bit.
Life is Strange in a second
And
as well.
yeah, in terms of the worst one, I think I have to go with The Walking Dead season 3, just because I think they introduced a new character like Javier, and like I think you're playing with him like as half the time. Spoiler alert.
You can
And
play
you
as him
barely
most
get any
of the
time to
time.
spend.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just so jarring because 1 and 2 were obviously about Clementine, and you kind of figured this is where it's going to go, and then 3 just barely touches Clementine, and Javier's fine, but like, how can you fall after Clementine's shadow? Like it's just a foolish mistake on their end. So
So
that
you
one was.
just like that one more than
rough.
2.
I love 2. You didn't like
Really?
2?
Season 2 was kind of
I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Me.
Actually, I kind of agree with Ron on this one. I like 3 more than 2 because the thing is,
Wow.
even though it's not as much about Clementine. 1, it becomes about Clementine later because the stories intersect. But 2, I actually thought it was refreshing to play as a different character and to see a different part, because it kind of reminded me of the Walking Dead comics in a lot of ways. With the Walking Dead comics, they're mostly about Rick, but they have a bunch of different stories, and they sometimes some of the issues of Walking Dead just have nothing to do with Rick, and then they kind of connect to Rick's story, and that's kind of how they do that. So it kind of reminded me more of the Walking Dead comics in that way, where it was okay to have more stories in the universe without it always revolving about Clementine, and that's what I liked about it. That's why I actually liked season 3, I think, more than season 2. Where season 2, I felt like it was just more of a retread on some of the themes and stuff from 1. But that's just how I felt.
I don't even remember the story from 3. That's how I was like forgettable.
Yeah,
Javier. I
Javier
don't
was
remember
all right. Season 2
what
was kind of to me. It
Yeah,
was
I mean,
okay.
of the Walking Dead ones, I
Really?
actually agree with
Yeah.
Ron. I think season 4 is the worst one, but that's
And I can't
Season
remember who that
4 is a
character
bit rough,
was.
yeah.
Who was the character with she had glasses on in season 2? I let her die. I had a chance to save her, and I was like, I don't like you. No, thank you.
Wow.
Ron just out
I
here
just
killing all
remember.
these people.
I remember a
She did not
character
play.
from-
She led to a very bad moment in that game happening, and I was never able to forgive her for that. So when the opportunity came up, I was like, I'm out.
Do
He's
you
pressing
do
the
that
button.
with every character that wears glasses?
No, AJ doesn't wear glasses, and I wasn't able to kill him. And in Arcade Spirits, the one with glasses was the best character. So no, glasses has nothing to do with it. I just couldn't remember her name. All I remember is she had glasses on, and I left her to die.
Distinct
like-
thing to remember.
I was gonna say Fulia is recognizing a pattern here that I didn't recognize.
There's no
until now.
pattern. There's no pattern. Ashley in Mass Effect, she didn't have glasses. I left her to die. So, see, there you go.
Jesus, how? First of all, I gotta press this button again. How could you? How could you, Ron?
She was a racist.
So only against aliens. Only against the aliens from space. It's fine.
It's my
Still a
spine.
racist, so whatever you want to call it.
Anyways, Fulia, please save us.
I'm gonna be disappointing Black Wyver here. I've never played a Telltale game. Yeah,
Oh.
it's never really come into my radar in terms
I think you would like
of
those.
playing any of the games.
I thought you'd
there.
like them too.
But I have played visual novel games, and I will shout out some of them. So the Average Everyday Adventures of Samantha Brown is a good one. Florence, What Comes After, they're really good ones. And then Harmony, The Fall of Reverie. I just, how much I've gushed about that. It's a really good visual novel. So yeah, I'd go with those. I think Behind the Frame could also be classed as a visual novel, but I think there's more puzzle elements involved as well. So that's also another one. But yeah, never played a Telltale game.
Oh,
You should. And they're perfect streaming games. So I think you should give it a shot.
I was gonna say Seth in the chat also agrees with us.
Wolf
that,
Among Us
that
was
you
great.
Also really like them, and he suggested
pick.
Wolf Among Us.
Yep.
Yeah. Also,
choice.
we didn't mention this one, but I want to go back to Seth's previous comment in the chat because I was thinking about this one too. Shout out to
Yes.
Telltale's Batman series. I really
Yes,
liked.
the
Yeah,
Batman series was good.
I thought they had like
No.
a really good refreshing take
No.
on Batman.
You didn't like them?
No.
What?
Season two.
No, season 2 sucks. I agree with that. But season
Thank
1
you
was
very
very
much.
good. Season 1 was very
Okay. Season 1 is good. Season 2, because it was false choice. Because I did everything I could to save the Joker. Okay, and I made some bad choices at Batman. Okay, but I was like, you know what? If I can save at least him from becoming, the psychotic criminal, it's worth it. I'll make some shady choices. I'll let people die. Spoiler alert: you could put the banner now. Joker still becomes Joker. Doesn't matter what you do. So why was I a jerk?
That's the way it should be.
For nothing.
That's the way it should be.
For nothing.
It
No,
was
I
gonna
should have
turn
saved
out that
people
way no
then.
matter what. Matt, come on.
No, I wanted to get through to him. I really wanted to.
Really,
and I
you were
kept
going to
making
change.
choices.
You were going to change the Joker and could just pretty much just change everything about the character.
You can save him. Yes, I can.
Oh, yes. Okay.
The
Also-
game was like, nope, you can't have it.
No, it's such a tease.
So that's why you didn't like season 2.
I mean, I didn't
False
like season
choice?
2 because
Yeah.
there was a lot of other things that I didn't like about that. But
thought
that was
season
also
2 was
when
alright.
that was also when the Telltale engine was like being held together by duct tape and was like barely working. So
Yes, Seth.
Yeah,
I could
there's
fix
a lot
you.
of change. I thought I did. I'm Bruce Wayne. Come on. If anybody can do it.
Said
Bruce
by
Wayne.
many people in the world. I can fix them.
the ego on Matt on this, thinking he can save
As
the
Bruce Wayne.
Good God. Anyways, second half of Black Wyver's question. What are your thoughts on the Life is Strange franchise? Any recommendations on which order to play the games in? Obviously, of course, we have the new Life is Strange game coming, so people are, of course, asking these questions now. I love it, Life is Strange, going all the way back to the first one from 2015. And if you were to ask me, Black Wyver, what order you should play them in, I mean, I think you should. It's a toss-up because I really think, and Fuya, maybe you can correct me, or Matt. I actually think you probably could start with Before the Storm, before playing OG Life is Strange. Because
I actually haven't played Before the Storm yet.
Before the Storm is the best one.
So Before the Storm is a prequel. It's all about
Yeah.
Chloe and Rachel and
Yeah.
kind of their relationship. But it kind of like, it's interesting because most prequels, they're usually like, they're always dropping hints or they usually give spoilers to the entry that comes afterwards. But Before the Storm doesn't do that. So like you could play it and not be spoiled on the original Life is Strange. So I actually think that this is one of the rare cases where I actually say you might want to play the prequel before you play OG Life is Strange. But my recommendation is still play like those two first and then the other games for sure. 100%. But what do you guys think?
Before the Storm is definitely the top. I haven't played True Colors yet, so I can't speak on that one. But Before the Storm is the crown wearer of the Life is Strange series. And then the first one's good too. But I think Deck 9 handled the storytelling a little bit better in Before the Storm. Riley, I would like you. I'm just gonna say it. Skip 2 because 2 is totally cheeks.
Oh,
Pretend
yeah?
it doesn't exist.
It's bad, eh?
2 is
Yeah.
not bad. I actually like that game.
In my opinion, Life is Strange 2 is totally cheeks.
It's just also one of those games though that you just don't need to
Whoa.
play with the story because it has nothing to do with any of the games. It's standalone and
The little brother sucks. The writing is kind of ugh. But hey,
but he's a little brother. Of course he's gonna be a little
No,
bit,
not all little
Wow.
brothers are crap. Matt, that was another one. I was taking every opportunity I could, hoping he would die. But oh well.
Oh my God. Jesus.
He's a horrible character. And like I said, Life is Strange 2 is altogether is just bad. The writing is horrible.
But I like the road trip aspect of it. Them going across America, and
This
it has
is just my opinion, Ryan.
yeah, of course. But one of the things I liked about it also is that like it was not afraid to go with some heavy themes, and I think it actually did a really respectful and good job of exploring said themes. Like it went there with certain places that I didn't expect any video game to go into, especially when you consider the time for when this actually came out. It makes a lot of sense with the political landscape of the way things were back then. So that's why I actually really thought it was an interesting game. It's definitely my least favorite of all the Life is Strange games, but I do think it's a good game.
Wow. I'm going to tell everybody. I actually didn't like the first game. And I'll tell you why. Because the ending that I picked, I was like, this is the choice that I want to make.
I knew it was coming.
And I got a cutscene. That was like 20 seconds long. I was like, okay, maybe that's the vibe they're going for. Let me YouTube the other ending and see what kind of cutscene they get. It's this beautiful thing that lasts minutes. Clearly, the game wanted you to pick the other ending, and I don't like that. Okay, I shouldn't have been shafted with a 20-second somber, like melancholic choice.
Do you
Okay? I
not
made the
know
choice
what you
I
did
thought-
in that ending, Matt?
I know
Of course
exactly
it's gonna be
what I did.
somber.
But it's like 20 seconds. Like there was like no dialogue. It was just like
I mean, what do you want from the way it
I'm not gonna
ended?
spoil
What do you want from that?
I wanted to see. I don't want to spoil it because people. I still recommend it.
Well, especially
I don't wanna
with the
spoil it.
next game coming out and the next game being about Max. Like,
Yes.
a
So I
lot of
won't
people are going to be
spoil
going
it.
back. Yeah.
But that threw me off very hard, and that's actually why I didn't play the second one or Before the Storm because I was like, I'm done with this series. I'm done with it.
Did
And the
you
only
not
reason why I actually
mention-
played.
Did you not mention in
Go
The
ahead.
Witcher 3 that you sit there and like the fact that they will sit there and just lock you into your choices, and you had to roll with it?
It's-
It is what it is.
It is what it is, but clearly a 20-second cutscene versus one that's five minutes long. That clearly shows to me the developers were like, we're gonna put more time and effort into this ending. That's it's like a slap in the face. That's how
It's
I
all
took
right.
it.
It's the
That's how I
non-canon
saw it.
ending, so you're fine.
Well, actually,
Oh, is it really?
Ron, I'm gonna push.
I'm
back
just
with
joking
the
with him. I
pencil.
don't know.
Number one, in Life is Strange 2, when they actually go back and visit said town from Life is Strange 1, and it's actually the ending Matt's talking about that is actually what
I
they
can't
show
remember
off
anything
there.
about that game, so
But
I will take your
then-
word
So
for
that
it.
is canon.
But then,
Oh,
second point, they talked about it in interviews after Life is Strange Double Exposure was announced. In fact, because there was a whole live stream that happened a couple days after the announcement, and they actually said that both endings are technically canon, and you will get to make a selection in the game as to which ending you picked from the first game, and then that will play into the story of Double Exposure.
There you go, Matt. You can pick.
okay. I can redeem myself.
Yeah,
All
they're
right.
not doing the
I'll
infamous
look at-
2 thing where they selected whatever the most popular ending was from Infamous 1 and went with it.
So play the Before the Storm,
Interesting.
and then continue your journey to Double Exposure.
Yeah.
I did
Well,
get back into the series with True Colors, so I do want to try Before the Storm, and I do want to try Double Exposure because True Colors is fantastic. It's really really good.
It's very good, and it's
got
definitely worth playing. But it is its own side story. But you also kind of have to. It's a good idea to play Before the Storm before playing that too, because there's a major character from True Colors that is also a major character in Before the Storm. So they cross over. A little
Oh.
bit. But
And
you
she's a
should
great character.
Yeah, but also So that I would say the order you should play is Before the Storm, then the first Life is Strange, then True Colors. I don't think you have to play 2, despite the fact that I like that game. So there you go. All right, next up, we got Awesome Dave 1337, who asks, I want to know everyone's favorite video game daddy, respectively, of course. Mine actually would be a zaddy from World of Warcraft, Khadgar. So, but we talk about daddies already? Your dads?
I'm so glad that Dave showed a picture of this guy because I didn't know who the hell he was talking about.
You didn't know who Khadgar was? You didn't watch the hit world movie Warcraft? Because Khadgar was in that movie.
Yeah, no. No. I know almost zero about World of Warcraft. So yeah, no.
I mean, yeah. I mean, we talked about dads enough already. I don't know if we need to go into it, but this is what Khadgar looks like. He's like a wizard.
There he is.
He does not look very cool.
I mean, if you saw the hit movie Warcraft, Ron, he looked pretty cool in that movie.
The hit movie?
Yeah. People saw that movie. People. There were dozens of us, okay? Dozens of us. We were in the theater.
Dozens, Ron.
I wasn't going to
Dozens.
say anything. I didn't see a word.
Anyway,
It was implied.
yes. Next up
Oh,
we got
really, Koala?
It was. I mean, actually, Seth points out that it was actually a big success. It actually made money. But
Was it?
yes, especially in China.
Oh,
It made a ton. Like
Okay.
overseas.
I
that
guess I
movie
must have
killed.
missed it.
Yeah. They just never made a sequel to it because the fan reception was low. But
Yes, Riley, that was going to be an honorable mention of mine. Rust is great.
yeah. All right. We got Ryu who's asking. A couple of video game dads that pop out to me right away are Nier Gestalt's main character, the version of Nier that we actually got where he was a dad, not a brother, and Cassius Bright from Trails in the Sky. I know nothing about the Trails game.
Falcom in the house.
Yeah. Kind of going along with the dad theme since it's Father's Day. What are your favorite video game families? For me, for example, it would be the Bright family from Trails in the Sky. Again, all this Falcom stuff. I don't know anything about Falcom, so I'm just going to go to Ron.
I mean, he picked a great pick. The Bright family is fantastic. But Can't sit there and not mention Mario and Luigi, man. Mario Brothers, they're fantastic. And they love each other. Luigi's always sitting there doing all he can to save Mario and vice versa. So those guys are the goats as far as families in video games go, man.
Nice.
Good pick. I'm going to have to go with the version of Nier, but Replicant, where it is brother Nier with his sister. Fantastic story again. Definitely not spoiling that one, but beautiful relationship. Obviously brother Nier is going out of his way to do what he can to rescue his sister, and he makes some questionable choices, is what I can say, in order to save her, for sure. So
I thought we were going to be
excellent
able to
family
without a Nier reference, but I should have known better.
Look,
every episode will have a Nier reference. Every episode.
We got 2 of them from the comments. Like, of course it's going to spur this on, Ron. That's
I was
just how
hoping
this
it
works.
wasn't going to happen, but I knew Matt was going to take it there eventually.
I mean, there might be
100%.
more in the rest of these. We haven't even gotten to the end of the questions yet. Yeah.
Find a way.
Fulia, do you have any video game families you want to shout out?
No.
Cool.
I don't remember any.
Wow.
That's the thing. I
That's
kind
my
of struggled with
problem.
this one too, because like there's like families themselves in video games are not like you don't have a family team or something like the Fantastic Four or something in video games. Like you don't see that often. I will, piggyback off one that Matt said earlier. The Winters family from Resident Evil. They're a great family. Mia, Rose, and Ethan. Papa Winters, I think they're a great family just in general.
Papa Winters.
But then I'm going to say the Fries from Assassin's Creed Syndicate. You got Evie Fry, you got Jacob Fry, their brother and sister. They're going around London. They're messing stuff up. It's a good old time, and they're great characters. So shout out to the Fries from Assassin's Creed Syndicate. Next up, Quaggy asks, who is the best daddy in video games, and why is it the Big Daddy from BioShock? Big Daddy is not
They're
a
good
bad
dads.
daddy, though.
I mean,
Well, he's
He takes
protecting,
care of the little
little sisters. Yeah,
so,
I don't know.
mean,
You know
Craig's
what?
not wrong.
Big daddies are better dads than Bowser. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, facts.
Wow.
Facts.
That's
Yeah,
not true.
for sure.
It's true. He'll destroy you if you touch a
ain't
little
lying.
sister. Oh boy.
Yeah, don't get it twisted. You come too close to them, and he's gonna get aggressive real quick.
I mean,
I've
Big
never
Daddies
played
are kind of
Bioshock.
Big Daddies are kind of easy to kill. So
Yeah, but they're still aggressive though.
yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Whereas Bowser's like, Bowser Jr. who? Like, he doesn't even know. He doesn't forgets
Oh,
where he
come
is.
on.
Yeah, Bowser.
He
He's
knows
real
he has a
intimidating.
son.
How many times has that guy taken an L? Jesus, he's not a real villain.
Well, just like we got real families from the chat. Riley King chiming in. G Unit from 50 Cent Blood on the Sand. Their family.
Well, Ronnie,
They are.
not really. Not really.
They
As
kinda
much
are.
beef as those guys have had with each other.
I mean, at the time though.
He got a lot of beef, right? Yeah.
They do now.
Of course, Seth chiming in saying, speaking of fries, the Fry Kids from the hit video game McDonald's Treasure Land Adventure. That's a good choice as
Lord,
well.
what level of hell are we on? What's going on here?
And then Riley King, of course, asked the question: is Sneak King a dad? I mean, he could be. We don't really know. He's
Yeah,
like
that's it.
he's the king of Burger King, but like, is he really a dad? I don't know if he is. He's got a
Sneak
creepy
King?
face. Oh, you don't know about Sneak King? Fulia,
no.
Let me
Thanks,
go on my
Koala.
20-minute diatribe about Sneak King, because I feel like the world just needs to know more about Sneak King, because Sneak King
I'm
is a
genuinely-
fantastic.
Thanks a lot,
video.
Riley.
So, of course, Sneak King is a video game for the Xbox 360, so it's not even a PlayStation game here. But, of course, it's an official Burger King video game.
Oh, that creepy guy.
Yes, it's the king from Burger King. You get to play as him, and you go around and you sneak up on people and you surprise them with Burger King treats. And it's a stealth game, like Splinter Cell. This game was available for a limited time from Burger King for $5 if you got a meal. Of course, that $5
Wow.
Canadian.
You
I don't
actually
know
had
what
to
the
pay for this
conversion
thing?
is. Yes, of course you had to pay for this thing. See, look at that, that surprise meter, and then look, he's got a little Whopper for him. He's just doing a little jig and stuff. It's great. Sneak King's a great game.
So our Burger Kings are known as Hungry Jacks, and so that's why I never heard of this.
Yes.
Thanks, Koala. You brought
missed
this up,
out.
and now what happened? Look what happened.
I didn't. Riley did. I just didn't know what they were talking about.
Oh boy. Sometimes it's just best not to ask questions.
I mean, Seth, of course, points out.
Sneak
Otherwise,
Hungry Jack. No, we
Yeah.
never got a Hungry Jacks game.
oh man. We should, we should play Sneak King when you come for Extra Life. We'll add it to the list of Ryan Turford's Tower of Terror. Pepsi
There
Man,
it is.
Crazy Bus, Sneak King. What other games do we have on there?
Oh, boy.
A lot of classics. A lot of classics on Ryan Turford's
Whoa.
Tower of Terror. Coming soon to Extra Life 2024. Please be excited. What a question were you? I don't even know anymore. Next question comes to us from Hoppel, who says, the only dads I know in video games are from the Yakuza games, Kiryu and Haruka, and the dad that wants to get the video game for his son. They are more, I just don't really remember. I'm also currently playing Ghost of Tsushima with 60 hours of playtime. I got to the northern part and it's huge. Too huge, I would say. And Iki Island is still waiting. What's your opinion on the size of open worlds? That was a long journey to get there. So how do we feel about the size of open world games? Because I personally don't love like super large open world games. That's always kind of been a thing for me. Like I like more open zone games instead, where they have like smaller open world kind of sections that are kind of cut off between kind of different areas. Almost like Rise of the Tomb Raider is a good example of an open zone game. Like that's something I like more than just having like one big place you can go to. But that's just kind of how I feel. But how do we feel about open world games and their sizes? Starting with Matt to surprise him.
Honestly, like if it's done well, I actually enjoy them quite a bit. And for me, what well means is that you don't have to do every single thing on the large open world map. You can still beeline it to the main quest. So Fallout 4, Witcher 3, games like that, even like Red Dead 2, like, Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom, like there's so much to do. It's great that it's offered. So if I want it to be 100, 200 hour game, I can do it. But when I played them, and, when I was kind of getting burnt out from the side stuff, I could just mainline it. And I rolled credits in Fallout 4, Witcher, like in 67 hours, because, the option was there to just mainline it. And so I don't mind when there's big open stuff. I just don't want it to feel like it's mandatory. Like if it was forcing me to grind to level up in order to do the main stuff, then I wouldn't like it in that sense. But if it's truly optional, obviously, like if there's really meaningful side quests, especially like in The Witcher 3, where these sprawling side stories could be their own narratives, like that makes it more immersive. And just the level of good randomness where you can't tell if this was, was it always planned or is this really something just coincidental that only I bumped into? Rod might have bumped into this, it would have been later. Like that's such a great feeling because it makes you feel like the world's really lived in. So I'm all for it. And I hate to say this, Seth, Ghost of Tsushima, it's not that big. It's actually not that bad, especially when you compare it to like Fallout 4, Witcher 3. It's actually not that bad. Okay, like, it's a pretty small game. Like I think the platinum was what, 70 hours, 80. Like if you mainline it, 40 hours, and that's not normal. Like you could do it. You guys could do it. You don't have to capture every flag.
It's very tame compared to most open world games.
You could do it. You don't have to follow every fox. All right, you don't have to go for every haiku. Like you could just mainline it, 30, 40 hours, get that beautiful story that it is. But the optional stuff is there. Like I said, pretty sure the platinum wasn't triple digits for sure. It's not that bad.
I mean, I saw him tweeting about that PC version that a while ago, and he said he liked the 10 hours he played. So there's that. See,
but he's not playing it anymore. He stopped.
Yeah, I'm not falling for this.
Right? Yeah, we're not being fooled here, Seth.
Yeah,
we're not.
You're not going to fool. You're not going to fool us,
okay?
Seth.
No. Okay. You're not playing the PC version. We know that. Okay. Unless it comes to Nintendo Switch, we know you're not playing it.
He's just trolling.
Don't tease Ron and I.
Don't leave Seth alone.
I was gonna say,
Let him play what he wants to play.
Seth knows what he's getting into when he brings up Ghost of Tsushima.
Exactly.
He's a smart man.
I mean, he's too busy playing the hit video game Star Wars Jedi Survivor.
Yeah, okay. Enjoy that bad writing and that bad protagonist, yes.
I mean, it's a video game.
But to continue on, Matt's right. Depending on the fast travel, and if the open world actually has like substance to it, is fine. Of course, there's the Valhallas out in the world where they just make the game ridiculously big for no reason whatsoever, just to say, look at all the things you could do, and 90% of it doesn't make any sense. But when it comes to things like Forbidden West that try to follow the Witcher 3, formula with the quest lines actually meaning something, even the side ones, So it just really depends. If it's got good fast travel and there's stuff to actually do in the open world that's interesting, then I'm good with that. But like Matt said, Ghost of Tsushima is very tame compared to most open world games. That I didn't find that overwhelming at all.
Nice. Flia, how about you? What do you think about open world games? Like, just how big the open worlds are. Do you like big open worlds?
I haven't played too many games that have got a lot of like big open world areas. I can say that Final Fantasy 16 was quite open world, but it was still nicely sort of.
It was more open
stretched
zone,
out.
like what I was talking.
Yeah, kind of like that. And the fast travel points were pretty good too, because it allowed you to, even though you're not always going to be exactly where you want to be at those points, it's not too far from where you have to travel from that fast travel point, so it's actually not too bad. There have been some other games that I've played. I'm just trying to like rack my brains about them, but yeah, like it really like everybody else has been saying, it really depends on how big it is. As long as there's some form of fast travel to get from point A to B, if I need to get there quickly, so I don't have to waste too much time just running around, and it just really depends.
Nice. Yeah, there you go. Open world games. They're fun. They're video games. And at one point, we're going to say, so we're like Jedi survivors, huh? Just like Seth points out from the hit line, a line from the hit game, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. All right, moving on. Kiku says, first off, happy Father's Day to Ron and Matt. See, Kiku for saying that. Second, for my question though, who are some of the worst video game dads you can think of? Because I can think of one already. His name ends with an R and starts with a B.
Bowser?
Bowser? We've already established this. Yes, we've already established that. Thank you. It is Bowser. We know this already.
Definitely Bowser.
Doesn't acknowledge.
doubt.
Yeah.
I would also say Surge's dad from Chrono Cross might be the worst dad in the world.
Yeah, I did not think about that one.
I do not want to go into it because I would press this button if I really went into it, and I don't want to do that. But it's a lot, man. Also, Dart's dad from Legend of Dragoon, also a terrible father too, in all the best ways. So, shout out to those role-playing games for bringing out the worst dads. Clearly, do y'all have any worst dads?
Hihachi from Tekken.
I gotta.
He is horrible. The kid was 5 years old. He threw him off a cliff. I mean, that's about as cold as ice as it gets. Yeah, he used the excuse of I just wanted to see how strong he was, and he has a devil gene. I just wanted to see if he had it. There's probably other ways you could have found out than throwing the man over a cliff at 5 years old. But hey, I guess that's what he thought was the right thing to do.
We'll find out somehow.
Yeah,
I gotta go with PlayStation's own Ethan Mars from the hit game Heavy Rain.
Oh my
Everybody's favorite.
Jason,
Jason.
John.
Yeah, sure. I don't know how I don't want to spoil anything, but he makes a pretty big mistake in this game,
can you
especially
really
as a
blame
dad.
him though? Are those his faults?
I mean,
Okay, the mistake
Jason,
isn't
it
his
is.
fault.
With Jason, it is. That is his fault
Okay,
totally.
See?
Sean's not really his fault though.
But he's blamed for it equally, guys.
Yeah, you can make some questionable choices throughout the game. I mean, that's the point of Heavy Rain, because you get to make lots of choices like any other Quantum Break game. But yeah, not the best dad in PlayStation history. Sorry, Ethan Mars.
I actually think there's actually a worse dad than the one in Heavy Rain. The dad from the Korra storyline in Detroit Become Human. That is the worst dad in PlayStation.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That was the one where that actually sparked controversy because he was such a bad dad.
Yeah, that guy was something else.
That was bad. He was a bad dad.
I haven't played Detroit Become Human. Is it worth playing?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, man.
Yeah, I like that game a lot.
Yeah, because I played Heavy Rain, I played Beyond Two Souls, and then just never got around to Detroit Become Human. I like both the other games.
Detroit's good.
Yeah.
All right.
Especially if you like robots, because it's all about robots. So.
And it's on PS Plus? It's got to be, right? It's a PlayStation game.
Maybe?
Maybe?
But it's been on sale for super cheap, though.
I was going to say, it was on PS Plus for the longest time. They might have removed it eventually. I'm not sure if it's still there.
So you can buy it next year
You gotta
for
look into
cheap.
it.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
There is
There you go.
one particular video game character that is a pretty bad dad. Well, father figure, I will say, because he's technically an uncle. And that's Tom Nook from Animal Crossing.
Tom Nook the Crook. Yeah.
Puts his nephews to work at such a young age. Like, wow.
They just got to learn the family business for it.
Sounds a lot like Bowser.
Excuse me. I know from experience that working as a child is not fun.
I agree.
In family business. And so that is not a very good thing to do.
Oh, my.
Very, very bad father figure.
Nice. Well, there you go. Those are the worst dads, Kiku, in video game history. And now, the final question of the week. It comes from the pants man himself, Sean Capri, who asks, "Hi, hello, here's my question. Why is PlayStation so obsessed with dads? I mean, even the PlayStation 5 itself has a dad bod." I mean, that is a theme, though. Like, a lot of PlayStation games are all about the dads.
Well, here's the thing. You can't really blame them for that. I mean, they've been Xbox's dad for 23 years. So it's going to be a bit obsessive and keep the theme going. So it'll be fine. It's all right.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yes, they kind of like to repeat what they think works, especially with Joel and Kratos, but, they're mixing it up, right? Like Horizon Forbidden West, what else is there? Like Ghost of Tsushima, he ain't a dad, so... Spoiler alert! What? Wait, I didn't play Spider-Man 2.
No, I'm saying
become a dad
it's
in a
not
second?
about dads.
Oh, okay.
Like, it's
I was
changing
like,
it up. It's not about dads. Yeah.
Okay, you scared me. I was like,
And
what
in fact,
did I
the
miss
dads
in
that
the
are
second
in
game?
it are not good dads, like Norman Osborn.
That's right. So, I don't know. Yeah, PlayStation does have a bit of a...
Not every game is about dads. It's all right.
Not every game, though. Yeah, they're mixing it up.
Ratchet and
They're trying.
Clank is about dads, but bad dads also in that one, too. So, yeah. But yeah, I like that they're starting to switch it up. It's not all about dads anymore at this point. So, I mean,
Is
Peter
Astrobot
Parker's
a
not
dad?
a dad
No.
yet. No.
Astrobot's not a dad.
Parker's not dead. Astrobot ain't no dad. See? We're okay. PlayStation's mixing it up.
Yeah.
Well, you can have baby robots. I'm just
Now,
saying. I don't
hold the
know.
phone.
It's
Are
up to
any
them.
of the characters from Concord dads? Do we know?
Do we care?
I mean, it's a PlayStation first party game.
I know. I don't care.
Sackboy dad?
Matt Koala?
I can tell you what. None of the Helldivers in Helldivers are dads.
None of them are? Okay. I wasn't sure about that.
Are we sure?
You're thinking about it.
I don't think so.
I mean, they're fighting for democracy, so they might be fighting for
they
their
don't have
families.
time for children.
I'm not sure.
I think. Deacon
Seth
St.
points
John,
out
he's not a
Nathan
dad.
Drake.
Spoilers.
Whoa.
Spoilers.
Thank you very much. Okay, let's slow down there, please. Okay, Thank you very much. I'm trying to think. Deacon
Sackboy
St. John's
did
not a dad.
Dad.
Sackboy, yeah, see?
Why are you guys
did-
listening to Sean?
I'm just trying to figure this out.
Hey, the king,
Okay?
the king from Katamari Damacy.
That's true. The King of all, but that's not a first party game.
Was that the rolling up game?
Yeah,
That was the rolling
Oh,
game.
okay.
That's the one where the alcoholic dad, the king of all cosmos, goes on a drunken bender and in his drunkenness destroys all the stars in the sky, and then you, his son, the prince, has to go and rebuild the stars because your dad got drunk.
and you roll everything up into a ball.
And you know what the sequel to Katamari Damacy is? What the story of that game is in We Love Katamari? The same thing happens. He gets drunk again and blows up all the stars. So you got to roll the things up.
Really?
The stars again. Yeah.
I would like to know what the hell he's drinking.
That's literally the story. That's literally the story in every Katamari Damacy game.
I've never played them. I just know he rolls stuff up about. That's about it.
I love those games, but the story is so stupid and silly. But I love it. But Seth brings up. He's actually. You know what?
Seth says he's a bad dad.
Yeah, Seth. I actually agree. I think he actually. Now that I think about it, he's actually one of the worst dads in games.
Yes,
The King of all
he is a
Cosmos.
pretty bad dad.
Yeah. Anyways, that's gonna do it for today's episode of the PlayStation Drive. We got to get us out of here while we're still saying here. So let's of course thank all of our patrons over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, starting with our ultimate boosters, Jonathan Brown, the man behind the music on this podcast, as well as the Xbox Drive. You can check out all of his music over at Purple Monkey Entertainment at linktr.ee/pme/gib. And Cwagmire, who humbly reminds you that the best babes are in fact Xenobabes. All the links to all of our ultimate producers can always be found in the description of our podcast. Huge thank you once again to all of our ultimate producers. Make sure to go and support them. Our platinum producers, Robby Bobby Miller, Tim Paullin, Smokin Joe, and Toxic. And our gold members, Adam K, Anna, Awesome Dave 1337, BobLoblaw, Brad Moore, Brian Reese, Cecily Carrozza, CowboyDangerD, CrocoKyle, Dan and Luma, Dannohh, Emily O'Kelly, Drellesh, Hoppel, Yum32, Patrice Mallette, Peje P, Samuel Nessling, Shane Erickson, Tech Mike, and Tim Aulph. Huge thank you once again to all of our patrons over at patreon.com/carpoolgaming. Of course, if you want to hop in the car with us, then head on over there and choose the tier that's right for you. And now, we're on Plugs Go.
Savoy Prime on PlayStation, Xbox, Steam, Savoy_Prime for Twitter.
And Matt?
You can find me as Nagachaka in the Carpool Gaming Discord, on Twitter, on TikTok, and Nagachaka12247 on Instagram.
And Fulia?
You can find me over on YouTube, Twitch, X, and Instagram at FoolishFuji. Otherwise, you can jump on over to my website, foolishfuji.card.com.
Card, matey.
Card with 2 R's.
Card.
And you can find all of the links to all of the things there.
Very nice. As for me, you can find me on the old Twitter, aka X, at Ryan Turford. You can find us on X at Carpool Gaming. Right here, youtube.com/Carpool Gaming. Of course, over on Twitch, twitch.tv/Carpool Gaming Live. Maybe there's a reason why we're posting that sometime soon. Also, our Patreon, patreon.com/Carpool Gaming. Of course, podcast services around the globe. So, for Fulia, Matt, and Ron, I'm Ryan. This is the PlayStation Drive, episode 154, and we're out. Good night, everybody.
Adios,
See ya.
friends. Thanks for checking out this week's episode of the PlayStation Drive. Now, before you drive off, please make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube and follow us at Carpool Gaming on socials. Don't forget to check out our awesome merch on carpoolgaming.com, and you can also support the show on Patreon at patreon.com/carpoolgaming, where you'll unlock all kinds of exclusive content. Links to everything are